Preece, catch your breath. Chorley 2, Kidderminster Harriers 1. How do you sum that one up?
Oh wow! First half, I thought Kidderminster were very, very good. The way they mixed it up, really. You know, they're a very good footballing side, but when we actually put the press on them, you know, they went over us. And if they didn't win the first, they won the second, and then they were at us and caused us lots of problems. I think that was the difference in the first half, is that, you know, in those key duels, they were better than us, you know, and that's probably a strength of ours, is picking up second balls. But when you pick up second balls, then you've got to keep the ball, and you've got to be brave on it. And I thought that we just give the ball away too many times. Probably went too long, too early. But I think that's more credit to Kidderminster than, you know, us. I think they just swarmed all over us. You know, they were fantastic in the first half an hour. You know, we were struggling to keep tabs with them. Probably looking to maybe make a change. The only thing that I thought was that we were keeping them at arm's distance from the goal. So anything Matty had to do, it was from distance. You know, so they were shooting from 20, 25 yards, which, you know, I'd fancy Matty majority of the time. And then, you know, if we had to get any blocks, we got blocks in. But with the way they moved the ball and their passing, you know, it was quality, and they should have been maybe a couple of goals up in the first half. But what we are is resolute, and, you know, if you do give us a chance and allow us to get a foothold in the game, which we probably did in the last 10 minutes, we just started to build a little bit of pressure. And from one of those moments, you know, we got the equaliser right on half time, and I think that probably turned the game, probably give us a bit of belief, probably give us a bit of energy. Don't forget that we have travelled to Oxford on Saturday, we've travelled to Brackley on Tuesday night. We get an hour to train on a Thursday, because that's all we can get this minute, 5 till 6. And we got to prepare to play against a team that, you know, moves the ball left, right and centre, and you're gonna have to work extremely hard to try and get the ball back. So, you know, there's probably a bit of fatigue in us as well, but we hang in there, you know, and we showed courage to stay in a game where, you know, some teams might have gone under.
Having got the goal just before the break, what was your message to the players at half time? Because they really seemed to kind of come out firing after the restart.
That we're fortunate to be in this position. What if we'd been 3-0 down? What would be saying here now? We haven't really had a goal. We haven't been brave. We haven't got on the ball. We haven't won any second balls. We haven't tested them. Just go out and show. Just show a bit more. I don't think it was belief. I just think maybe bravery, and be stronger. You know, second balls. Let's be on our front foot. And you've seen almost from the kick-off, I think Joe Nolan's won a header against their 9, which sort of set the tone. Then we've won a second ball, and then suddenly, you know, we start to get a bit more of a foothold in the game. We start to get hold of the ball. We start to get the ball to Warren, and we start to get the ball to Craig, and they start to push them back a little bit. And then, you know, then we get a bit of sustained pressure, and we'll get a corner or a free kick or a long throw, and you know, and we're good at those. You know, no apologies for being good at set pieces. If you look at Kidderminster's goal, for all the play they had, they scored from a set piece, and they'll take it, and they've been buzzing about it. So we've managed to score from 2, and sometimes when you're not quite at your best, then you'll take that. But second half, I thought we were a lot better. It was a lot more even. Obviously, the last 10-15 minutes, yeah, we are under the cosh a little bit, but we felt that we could defend, you know, crosses from deep. With the players we've got, we can crosses from deep. What we didn't want them to get behind us, which is what they do. You know, they're very sharp in around the box, little 1-2s, and they're looking to get behind and slip balls across the box, and they're very effective at that. But we stopped that, and then on the counter attack, there's 2 or 3 times with a better ball that we could have finished it off. So second half a lot better. At least we showed a little bit more, but not our, it wouldn't be our best performance this season, but it was probably our most resilient, and the desire and the hunger that our lads show, hats off to them. They must be absolutely shattered when you play a full-time team that's had 2 or 3 days of training, probably had maybe 12-15 hours to work on Chorley and what their strengths and weaknesses are, and we've had an hour to come out and win that game. Speaks volumes to how well they did. And we can look at the table now, and we sit in 3rd position, and we've had a fantastic start.
We have to mention the second goal wasn't pretty. A few things have been said about our style of play and the way we play this week, but whether it was Ello's or whether it's Sampo's, it looks like it's come off Jack Sampson's head last. They all count, don't they?
Yeah, and there's a million ways of trying to score a goal, and like I say, all the goals were from set plays. That's the nature of the league sometimes. It is a set play that can be the difference. Style of play, we always look at the opposition. We're not good enough, and we haven't got a big enough budget to say that we can go out and dominate teams in this league. It's unrealistic to think we can. But there are games where we will be able to dominate certain teams, or teams allow you to have the ball, and then you've got to find a way. Brackley allow you to have the ball. We dominated possession against Brackley, and we found a way of winning that game. We earned 2 penalties in that game. Although you probably call a penalty set piece, it was actually how we got in on those penalties. Teams will. Hereford, I think, we had a large amount of possession against Hereford, and we had to try and find a way. So there's many different ways, and if the way of winning is to go a bit more direct and try and work your set pieces, then we'll do it. If it's to keep the ball and switch it and get side to side and get behind teams and score that way, we'll do it. I want to win a game of football, and I'll look at which way is the best way to win a game of football. Now, if you give me the best budget in the league, where I can get the best players in the league, and I can go and pay 50 million for 2 fullbacks like Pep did, because the fullbacks couldn't do what he wanted to do, then you can play how you want, but that's not realistic for us at this time, and so we have to find a way of winning. And if your style of play is winning for games of football, then I'm up for it all day.
Just finally, I guess, crowd of over 1,500, a fantastic effort, and it's a bit weird, really, isn't it? We play Mossley away next Saturday, but we may not have another home game for a month. Yeah,
just the way things have worked out with cups coming in, and but it's just nice to have a bit of a rest now, leading up to that Mossley game. But we know how tough a game that'll be, because Mossley have, Whitby probably thought they'd done the hard bit in getting the draw at Mossley, but we know that the manager's a very good manager. He produces a number of really good players. That will be a tough game, and it'll be us who have to make sure that we keep our standards high, because like I said, there's always shocks in the FA Cup. There will be shocks in the next round. We've got to make sure that we're not one of them. The nice thing we can do is just relax about the league. We can look at the league table. We're 8 games in. We've got 15 points, sitting 3rd in our league. Look at our first 8 games. How tough those 8 games are. There's not too many teams, I don't think, has had as tough a run as what we've had. So to be in that position, I'm absolutely buzzing, and the lads deserve so much credit. Don't forget how tough it is to do what they've done this week, and then to come up against a quality outfit with a clever manager and assistant manager who will have studied us and looked at ways of opening us up and making it difficult for us and finding ways in, and we've shown that resolution to come through and get 3 points. Would it be? Yeah, I think it's probably up there as one of the biggest wins since I've been here.